Kenjutsu is the old Japanese way of fighting with a sword. It's the art of the samurai warrior. The name itself means the way of the sword. Kenjutsu focuses on skills for real fighting. It teaches a warrior how to use a sword well on the battlefield. This is very different from modern fighting arts like kendo, which are often done as a sport. Kenjutsu was made for life or death situations. It was a main skill for every samurai. Their honor and staying alive depended on how well they could use their sword. This art is more than just fighting. It's a way of life that shaped the samurai for hundreds of years. We can't say enough about how important Kenjutsu was in Japanese history. It was the main fighting art for the ruling warrior class for a very long time. The samurai used these skills to win battles and stay in charge. The sword wasn't just a weapon. It showed their high rank and power. It was often called the soul of the samurai. The skills of Kenjutsu were passed down from parents to children. Teachers taught their students in schools called Ryu. Each Ryu had its own special ideas and ways of doing things. These traditions kept the art alive and helped it grow over many hundreds of years. Kenjutsu is a full system that covers many parts of sword fighting. It includes how to pull out the sword, how to stand, and how to move. It teaches different ways to cut, stab, and block. Students also learn about timing, distance, and planning. The goal is to beat an opponent quickly and clearly. This needed a lot of physical skill and mental focus. A samurai had to stay calm and aware, even when fighting was crazy. This mental training was just as important as the physical practice. It helped the warrior face danger without fear and make quick choices that could mean winning or losing. Understanding Kenjutsu gives us a look into the world of the samurai. It helps us understand their values, their culture, and their history. The art shows how fighting and society changed in Japan. From its rough beginnings on old battlefields to its refined form during peaceful times, Kenjutsu changed and grew. It's a living tradition that connects the past to the present. Learning Kenjutsu isn't just about knowing how to use a sword. It's about looking into a deep and important part of Japanese history. A path of discipline, honor, and fighting skill that still inspires people today. The story of Kenjutsu goes back many centuries and follows the rise and fall of the samurai class. Its first forms appeared during the Heian period, when warriors on horses used long swords called tachi. As the samurai gained more power during the Kamakura period, the sword became their main weapon and a strong symbol of their status. The Muromachi period was a time of constant civil war. This time saw the start of the first official Kenjutsu schools, or Ryu. Famous schools like Keijuryu and Tenshin Shoden Katori Shinto Ryu were started, each making their own unique styles and teaching methods to give their students an advantage in real fights. The Edo period brought a long time of peace to Japan. With fewer battles to fight, the way Kenjutsu was practiced began to change. Samurai focused more on making their skills perfect and thinking about the deeper meaning of the art. This was the best time for famous swordsmen like Miyamoto Musashi, who wrote the Book of Five Rings. Musashi created a special two-sword style and became a legend. Kenjutsu became less about staying alive in battle and more about personal discipline and spiritual growth. Masters made their styles very precise and deadly for duels, and many new schools were started during this peaceful time. Everything changed with the Meiji Restoration in 1868. The samurai class was officially ended, and carrying swords in public was not allowed. This was a hard time for Kenjutsu. With no samurai to practice it, many schools almost disappeared. The old art seemed to have no place in a modern Japan that was using Western technology and customs. However, the spirit of Kenjutsu did not die. Some dedicated masters worked hard to keep their traditions alive. They understood that the discipline and values taught through the sword were still important even in a world without samurai warriors. In the 1900s and 2000s, Kenjutsu became popular again. It is now practiced not only in Japan, but all over the world. People are drawn to it as a way to connect with Japanese history and culture. It is studied as an old fighting art, keeping ancient skills and ideas alive. While no longer used for war, its lessons of focus, discipline, and never giving up are still important. Modern students train to keep these historical traditions alive. They make sure that the art of the samurai sword, made strong in hundreds of years of fighting and refined in times of peace, will not be forgotten by people in the future. Training in Kenjutsu mostly involves practicing kata. Kata are set ways of moving. Each kata acts out a specific fighting situation against one or more imaginary opponents. Students practice these forms again and again. Doing this over and over builds muscle memory and makes their skills perfect. Through kata, a student learns basic skills like how to move their feet, how to cut at different angles, how to block, and how to position their body. It's a safe way to practice dangerous skills without getting hurt. The kata are like the library of a Kenjutsu school, holding all its knowledge, plans, and rules passed down from one generation of teachers to the next. The main weapon used in Kenjutsu is the Japanese sword. The most famous type is the katana, a long curved blade worn with the sharp edge pointing up. Students might also train with a shorter companion sword called a wakizashi. For safety during practice, students often use wooden swords called bokken. The bokken is the same size and weight as a real sword, allowing for realistic training. Some schools also use bamboo practice swords called shinai, especially those that led to the development of modern kendo. Mastering these weapons takes years of hard practice to understand their balance, weight, and how they cut. Besides physical skills, Kenjutsu puts a lot of importance on mental and spiritual training. A key idea is timing, or hyoshi. This is being able to know the right moment to act. It's about understanding the rhythm of a fight and messing up the opponent's timing. Another very important part is precision. Every movement must be exact and efficient, with no wasted energy. The goal is a single, perfectly done cut. This needs a calm and focused mind, a state known as heijoshin, or ordinary mind. A warrior must stay calm and not be bothered by fear or anger, allowing them to see clearly and react naturally and correctly. The ideas behind Kenjutsu are as deep as its physical skills. It teaches discipline, respect, and self-control. The tough training builds a strong character. The goal is not just to beat an opponent, but to overcome one's own weaknesses, like ego, fear, and hesitation. This inner battle is often seen as more important than any outer fight. The final aim is to achieve a state of harmony between mind, body, and spirit. This inner peace allows the swordsman to move with easy grace and power. These philosophical lessons are what make Kenjutsu a true fighting art and a way to improve oneself. The impact of Kenjutsu is huge and can be seen all over Japanese culture and modern fighting arts. Many current Japanese martial arts, known as Gendai Budo, come from these old sword traditions. Kendo, the popular way of the sword, is directly related. It took the ideas of Kenjutsu and changed them into a safe sport using bamboo shinai and protective armor. Iaido, the art of drawing the sword, also comes from Kenjutsu, focusing on one quick decisive cut from the scabbard. Even aikido, a grappling art, uses ideas of timing and movement that came from sword fighting. Kenjutsu's influence goes far beyond the training hall. The image of the samurai swordsman is a powerful symbol in Japan and around the world. It shows up in movies, anime, and books, most famously in Akira Kurosawa's films like Seven Samurai. These stories often explore the samurai code of Bushido, with its focus on honor, loyalty, and bravery. The ideas of discipline, focus, and wanting to be perfect, which are central to Kenjutsu training, have also been used in other parts of Japanese life, including business, art, and education. The spirit of the swordsman continues to represent a uniquely Japanese pursuit of excellence. The lasting appeal of Kenjutsu comes from how real it is. It's a direct link to the fighting traditions of old Japan. Practicing Kenjutsu is like stepping back in time. It lets people experience the same skills and ideas that were perfected by samurai hundreds of years ago. In our fast-paced modern world, the art offers a path of mindfulness and physical discipline. It teaches students to slow down, focus on the present moment, and aim for precision in every action. This mix of history, culture, and personal growth is why Kenjutsu keeps attracting dedicated students from all walks of life. In short, Kenjutsu remains an important and vital martial tradition. It's much more than just a bunch of old fighting techniques. It's a cultural treasure that keeps alive the history, values, and spirit of the samurai. It has given birth to modern martial arts and has left a lasting mark on Japanese culture. For those who practice it today, Kenjutsu is a challenging journey of self-discovery. It's a path that builds a strong body, a calm mind, and an unbeatable spirit. The way of the sword continues to teach timeless lessons about discipline, focus, and wanting to be perfect.